Hello, my fellow art nerds. I apologize for any weird noise in the background. My computer is very unhappy with me. We're just gonna have to deal with that. Some of you might know that I also have a booktube channel where I review books and talk about how awesome stories are. And I decided that at the beginning of 2019, I was going to put all of my other hobbies on hold, and I have a lot of them, to pursue art and to level up my craft and to work on making a format or a style of art work for me that I could use to tell stories in the future. That's still a work in progress, but I'm still reading on the side. And I want to share awesome books with the internet. So since I don't really want to revive my book channel right now and post one video every year, it's going to come here. So I'm going to draw an illustration, which you are watching, hopefully, of two of the main characters from this graphic novel. And I'm going to give you a little light review and summary of the book, because it's a graphic novel, which I felt was a good way to start this. I don't know if it'll be a series, but this particular style of video off with. So today I'm here with Sheets, which is a graphic novel about a girl, a middle schooler, who has to take over her family's laundromat after her mother dies. And a ghost named Wendell, which Wendell is the best name ever. A ghost named Wendell who doesn't fit in the land of the dead, so he runs away. This story is written by BRIANNA THUMMLER, who also does all of the illustrations, so obviously she's a boss. But the characters are really sweet, and everything about this graphic novel is really sweet. The story itself is very simple. I wouldn't say that it's predictable, but it also is not oh my god, I never could have seen that coming. You probably could, but it was just beautiful to watch it unfold anyway. One of the things that really drew me to this when I was looking for books in my art, or not art store, but in my local bookstore, was that this graphic novel has a beautiful color scheme, and I tried to replicate it, but I don't have the correct Copics, and I don't have the correct markers. Just across the board, I did not have the colors that I needed, so I kind of had to approximate. There's a couple of things that I have to do with color pencil. I'm not very happy about it, and even then I couldn't quite match the colors, but I did my best, so forgive me for that. I was kind of in the height of a creative crisis when I picked this up, and I literally just started flipping through graphic novels on the shelf. I wasn't looking at what the stories were about. I was looking at whether or not I liked the illustration style and whether or not I liked the color palette. And funny thing is, I really hate how this illustrator draws faces, which would normally be the axe for me. I won't read it, usually, if I don't like how it's drawn. And I really actively don't like how she draws faces, but I love how she draws everything else. And I really, really love the color scheme. It's just beautiful. Oh God, it's just beautiful. I read this a month and a half ago, and I keep picking it up. I've kept it on my desk because the color scheme just works so well together and is kind of inspiring for my art, which is good because that's the kind of thing that I was looking for. I was looking for something to instill that inspiration in me again, because I was feeling kind of downtrodden about my art career. This isn't a career. This is just floundering in the middle of the internet. But even if I am not using YouTube as a career, I would like to tell stories and use art to tell those stories in the future. So in that regard, it was very important to me. As far as the story goes, the dialogue and the text were always solid. They didn't talk down to the reader at all, which I appreciate because a lot of things do that. And it's challenging to put a character and an emotion in a sheet, in a bed sheet. I don't really know how she accomplished it because there's a bunch of different ghost characters in the Land of the Dead, and they all feel very individual, and really the only thing she's got to work with are eyes and a mouth, and she still made it work. So props to her. Even though I didn't like the human faces. I still really liked the characters, and I really liked how everything comes together and feels like, I guess, so the thing is with comics, a lot of times they're split up between a couple of different people, so you can tell when a certain person drew this style or a certain person drew this style, and I never got that feeling. I got the feeling that this was all very cohesive, and even though the story itself was very simple, I think that the art carried it through, which is awesome. So while the actual human elements are really, really vibrant in color, the Land of the Dead is kind of monochromatic, and instead of being like grayscale, it's all in blues, which I really liked. I don't see that very often. Usually, if you see something that's super muted, it's really in grayscale, and no, that didn't happen here, so I was kind of surprised. This is a really feel-good book. So if you're looking to get into graphic novels, you don't read a lot of them, this is an easy way in. If, since you're on an art channel, you read a lot of graphic novels, hi, this is also for you. It's my new favorite of the year as far as graphic novels. The last time I liked a graphic novel so much, it was Nimona, and I'm actually going to reread that and probably do a little review of it later this year. So that will also happen. I hope you liked my illustration. I had fun making them, although there were some hiccups along the way that I am not including in this video, including the fact that I had to redo it because I chose wrong colors. But that's a thing for me to learn too. Yeah, I really liked this book, so I hope you pick it up, my fellow art nerds. If you've already read it, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. And if you haven't read it, let me know if you're deciding to read it now that you've seen this video, okay? I love you. Till next time. Go make something, my beautiful nerds. Just kidding. I'm back. I wanted to show you guys just a couple of examples of what I'm talking about with the color scheme. So here are some things. I hope you enjoy. Bye!